Hey guys, my name's April, and most of you know me as the resident social media Sphynx cat expert. Along with my partners with Little Nina's Cattery, I've been breeding and raising, researching and learning about hairless cat breeds for over 12 years now. And this is my little sidekick, Mr. Stubbin, and he's wearing his St. Patty's Day hat for us all today. And this is the first of my new educational video series, my vlogs, and they're going to be targeted at promoting health in the hairless cat breeds. And the topic of today's video is the relatively commonly known little amino acid called taurine. So most cat owners today have heard of the word taurine and know to a general extent that it's required to keep their cat healthy. Beyond that, however, most of us are unaware of exactly what taurine is and why it's a vital part of feline nutritional needs. And this is exactly what we're going to be learning in today's short video. So taurine is a type of amino acid, and amino acids form the main constituents of all proteins. Taurine is exclusively found in animal-based proteins. It's critical for normal digestion, vision, heart muscle function, pregnancy, fetal development, and to maintain a healthy immune system. When proteins are eaten, they are broken down into individual amino acids before they are digested. Of the 20 common amino acids, some can be manufactured within the body, and others are essential, meaning that they must be included as part of the diet. Oh, really? Okay. So most mammals are able to manufacture enough taurine from other amino acids to meet their needs. However, cats have a limited ability to manufacture taurine. Therefore, taurine is classified as an essential amino acid in the cat. Fortunately, taurine can be easily obtained from the cat's diet, as long as the diet contains animal-based proteins on a regular basis, as the cat's body cannot effectively store this amino acid either. I think Mr. Stubbin wants to take his hat off. What do you think, bud? Is that better? I don't think he wants to stay much longer. Oh, there we go. Back to burn. So, although there's been very limited amount of research and information about taurine levels in cats, we do have a few experiences to base our knowledge on. From 1932 to 1942, Dr. Pottinger conducted a feeding experiment of cooked versus raw food and its effect on feline health. He divided about 100 cats into two groups. One group was fed raw milk and raw meat, and the other group was fed cooked meats and pasteurized milk. The cat fed raw foods thrived and reproduced, and the cats fed cooked foods disintegrated in health, had blindness, heart disease, and high mortality rate of kittens, until they failed to reproduce altogether. There was nothing known at the time of taurine and its importance to cats, and so there was no added taurine supplements into the cooked diet as there is with today's commercially cooked pet foods. With this experiment, however, we can see the process of cooking the food damaged the critical amino acids like taurine, and the cats on the cooked foods had all the classic symptoms of taurine deficiency. A second example from the University of California, where a cardiology student conducted a feeding experiment using 22 kittens. The idea behind the experiment was to see if diet played a role in IBD, otherwise known as irritable bowel disorder. The cats were divided into two groups. One group was fed only raw ground rabbit, and the other group was fed commercial cooked cat food. After 1 week, the researchers noticed the kittens on the raw cooked food had much improved stool quality, and after 1 month, they had perfect firm stool. Meanwhile, the kittens on the fed and commercial cooked diet had soft to liquid stools. As the experiment continued, the kittens in the raw food diet had shiny, soft fur, whereas the kittens on the commercially cooked diet had dull, dry coats. Then, by the 10th month, one of the cats who had been eating the ground raw rabbit meat suddenly developed cardiomyopathy, otherwise known as heart disease. It was then discovered that 70% of the remaining raw rabbit-fed cats, which appeared outwardly in great health, also had taurine deficiency. And these kittens would have developed heart failure if continued on the raw rabbit feeding. The researchers realized the problem was the lack of taurine and for the remaining 3 months of the study, the raw diet was properly supplemented with taurine. Thankfully, the cat's diet and taurine levels showed to quickly return to normal, and most of the cats regained normal heart health. So one last example we can learn from is an incident in 1988 where a cardiology veterinary student noticed that one of his feline patients, whom he was treating for congestive cardiomyopathy, also had extremely low levels of taurine. Now, this cat was fed one of the so-called high-quality premium commercial cat foods, which according to its label contained all of the daily requirements of taurine. So this puzzled the veterinarian, and he went back to check the other clinical cases of feline congestive cardiomyopathy. And to his amazement, he discovered that virtually all of the cases of the cats with this disease had also shown low levels of taurine. When the cats were given a taurine supplement, many of them showed a dramatic improvement and regained health. So, you may be wondering, how does this relate to Sphynx cats and other hairless breeds? Well, the answer is really quite simple when you stop and think about it. The need for more taurine, along with many other nutrients, above the minimum requirements set by the commercial pet food industry, could not be truer for the hairless cats. This is because of their unique metabolic systems. Most people who know the breed know that due to the lack of fur, they require more energy than the typical furred breed of cat, and that the energy comes in the form of food. Any Sphynx cat owner can attest that they eat at least twice as much as any cat that they've owned or previously owned who has fur. However, with this knowledge, most people do not look deeper into what this actually means and why they are eating more than the average cat. Well, hairless cats eat more food and need more energy because they expel more energy. This increased energy expulsion or loss is due to their precious body heat freely leaving due to lack of fur. So this increased loss of energy requires more calories total to meet the extra energy demands. However, beyond the increase in calories, they also require an increase in all the nutrients, including minerals, vitamins, and amino acids like taurine to sustain their need for energy. When we really gain the appreciation of the already known fact that the hairless cat breeds have an increased energy requirements, it's very clear and easy to see the connection to the breed's increased needs for taurine. This consideration really helps drive it home when you also consider the fact that the body systems which require the most amount of energy are the brain and the heart. Energy which is derived directly from nutrients like taurine, of course. So, what happens if taurine levels are deficient? Well, one of the biggest problems with taurine deficiency is that clinical signs can be slow to develop. It can take up to 5 months to 2 years before symptoms become apparent, depending on the cat's life stages. Also, the symptoms can be overlooked and misdiagnosed as other disease. If taurine levels are deficient, the results can be severe. The retinal cells of the eyes will eventually degenerate, impairing the vision. This condition is referred to as feline central retinal degeneration, or CRD. Deficiency of taurine will also lead to a weakening of the muscle cells around the heart, causing a condition called dilated cardiomyopathy. Taurine is a component of bile salts, and its deficiency may cause digestive disturbances as well. So left untreated for too long, retinal degeneration will lead to irreversible blindness, and dilated cardiomyopathy will progress to heart failure and death. So we must ask ourselves, why HCM rates are so high in the hairless cat breeds? Well, now that you have all the information laid out in front of you, I feel it's very clear to see the huge connection between diet, specifically taurine, and heart-related disease in cats. And this could not be true for any breeds, especially the hairless cat breeds, which are unfortunately known for their severely high incident rates of HCM. It is all very simple really. Hairless cats require more energy, The heart requires more energy than any other organ. The heart makes energy from taurine. Taurine must be acquired from the diet. Consequently, diets consisting of only the minimum amounts of taurine are leading to deficiencies of heart disease and in the hairless cat breeds. I feel strongly that many of our beautiful cats, and specifically the hairless cat breeds, are suffering and dying every day due to the low standards in the commercial pet food industry. However, there's a simple solution for preventing many cases of heart disease. Simply feeding our cats a balanced, species-appropriate diet that they were made for. The ideal diet for a cat should contain primarily meat, and this should be a balance including organ meats and bone. The diet is best eaten in its raw form, as that is how all the nutrients in the food are retained at their highest potency. Yeah, you love your raw diet, don't you? This diet should contain a few additional crucial vitamins and minerals and very small amounts of carbohydrates. A diet fed in its raw form typically doesn't need additional supplements unless it is sourced from a protein which is naturally low in taurine supplements like rabbit and some types of fish. Otherwise, most meat sources are naturally so high in taurine that when it is consumed as the primary part of the cat's diet and fed in the raw form, they will be ingesting enough of the levels they need for optimal health. This is the diet which cats have eaten for thousands upon thousands of years in the wild, and just as their wild ancestors eat today. This diet must be complete and balanced, either a commercially prepared balanced raw food diet or a very meticulously prepared homemade diet, which has been prescribed and balanced by a professional. The reason for this is because some of the worst diet-related illnesses come from the well-meaning owner who is lacking in their understanding of what it requires to make a complete and balanced diet for their cat. If there is not the correct ratio of muscle meat, organ meat, and bone to properly mimic the cat's natural prey diet, then they could fall victim to a severe deficiencies in more than just taurine. Really, he loves us. The lowest quality of commercially prepared cooked dry food diet would be a better option for a cat than a home-cooked or raw homemade diet which has not been balanced properly. To help simplify the vast array of choices as to what to feed your cat, I'm going to post a list at the end of this video of the best and worst diets for your cat, ordered from the highest quality to the best long-lasting health to the lowest quality. So I think most people truly want what's best for their cats. Oftentimes, okay, we'll let you go. Everything which seems like a poor decision is simply just a non-educated decision. Now take this knowledge and apply it to your cat and decide which steps you can take to give your cat a better life. Which food is the highest quality that you can work into your life and your schedule and your budget. And remember too that oftentimes even making seemingly small changes can have a big impact. Like learning to swap out your afternoon cookie for a piece of fruit can make a big impact on giving your body more of what it needs and not what hurts it. You may make a simple change by removing all the dry food from your cat's current diet and just keeping them on the same brand of canned food they were eating, and that could make a huge difference and positive impact on their health. So please remember that this video has been provided for informational purposes only. And if your pet's showing any sign of illness, please consult a veterinarian as quickly as possible. And also note, a raw food diet may not be appropriate for all cats in all life stages of health, and we always recommend that you have your cat examined and discuss any diet change with your veterinarian first. So, signing off from our first vlog. Keep those hairless kitties happy and healthy, everyone. Yeah, he's real happy.